We love to build massive towers. We put all our energy, our money, and our attention into making them as high as possible. But secretly, the only thing human beings love more than building a tower is watching it crash to the ground. Today, we are talking about the new Michael Jackson movie. But we are not going to talk about his music, his dancing, or the controversies. We are going to talk about us. We are going to look at the terrifying machine that we created. A machine that eats human lives just to keep us entertained. Hit subscribe and let's start. In philosophy, there is a concept about modern life. It says that we no longer live in reality. Instead, we live in the show. Everything in our lives has become a performance. We do not look at people as humans anymore. We look at them as products. And the ultimate product, the biggest show the world has ever seen, was Michael Jackson. When you watch this movie, do not look at it as a story of a singer. Look at it as a horror story about fame. Imagine being watched by billions of people from the moment you are a child. Every smile, every tear, every mistake is recorded, sold, and consumed by the public. You are never allowed to be normal. You are locked inside a glass box, and the whole world is tapping on the glass. This level of fame does something terrible to the human mind. It completely erases the person. Michael was no longer a man. He became a brand, a symbol, a piece of public property. The media treated him like an object they owned. And when you treat a person like an object for long enough, they start to break. But here is the darkest psychological truth. The media did not do this alone. We did. There is a dark flaw in human psychology. We get a strange, twisted pleasure from watching successful people fail. When someone reaches absolute perfection, it makes normal people feel small. So, to feel better about our own ordinary lives, we wait for the perfect person to make a mistake. When the media started hunting Michael, writing terrible headlines and tearing his life apart, they were only doing it because we were clicking on those stories. We bought the magazines. We watched the news. We paid for the tickets to build him up. And then we paid for the tickets to watch him burn. This is the sickness of our modern world. We are obsessed with consuming drama. We turn real human pain into our evening entertainment. We want the artist to bleed, just so we can have a good show. The companies and the media networks know this perfectly. They know that a tragedy sells 10 times faster than a happy ending. They build an artist up to the highest peak, knowing that the fall will bring them millions of dollars in views. The machine does not care about the human heart beating underneath the famous jacket. The machine only cares about the profit. We live in a culture that completely lacks empathy. We hide behind our screens, judging the darkest moments of people's lives, completely forgetting that there is a real, breathing person on the other side of the camera. We demand perfection, but we punish vulnerability. When you sit in the theater and watch the Michael Jackson movie, you will see the story of a man who tried to give the world everything he had. But you will also see a reflection of our society. You will see how cruel we can be when we forget our shared humanity. Fame is not a dream, it is a highly paid prison. And the true tragedy is not just what happened to the man on the stage. The true tragedy is that we, the audience, sat in the dark and clapped while it happened. There is another layer to this psychological trap. In psychology, there is a concept known as projection. Every human being has a dark side, parts of ourselves that are broken, insecure, or strange. But facing our own darkness is terrifying. So, what does society do? It finds a target. It finds someone standing in the brightest light and throws all of its own darkness onto them. When the public labeled Michael as strange or broken, it was actually a defense mechanism for society. Millions of people pointed at him and said, "Look at how damaged he is." Why? Because as long as we were busy judging him, we didn't have to look at our own broken families, our own hidden pain, or our own strange habits. We used his public destruction to make ourselves feel completely normal. He became a mirror that we broke, just so we wouldn't have to see our own ugly reflection. And this is where the cycle gets truly terrifying. The machine does not stop when the person is gone. Look at the new movie itself. We have to ask ourselves a very uncomfortable question. Are we watching this film to learn the truth? Or are we just buying another ticket to the exact same circus? The media machine that tore his life apart is the very same system that is now selling us the story of his pain. They packaged his trauma into a beautifully shot movie, put a dramatic soundtrack behind it, and sold it back to us. Even in the end, the system refuses to let the human being rest. The spectacle must continue. The show must go on. The product must be consumed until there is absolutely nothing left. This forces us to look at how we live our own lives right now. Because we are no longer just watching the machine, we are part of it. We carry this same media machine in our pockets every single day. Look at how we use our phones. We scroll through endless videos of real people, judging them in seconds. We leave harsh comments on the lives of strangers because it makes us feel powerful. We have all become tiny versions of the exact same media companies that destroy lives for views. We have accepted a world where human connection is replaced by public judgment. We no longer see people as complicated, struggling humans who make mistakes. We just see them as content. If someone makes a mistake on the internet today, millions of people rush to tear them down, feeling a fake sense of justice. We are addicted to the anger. We are addicted to watching people fall. To escape this system, you have to do something incredibly difficult. You have to learn how to look at the world with true empathy, without a camera and without a screen. You have to realize that the person you are judging on your phone has a mind as complex and fragile as your own. We need to stop demanding perfection from people. We need to stop consuming human pain as if it is a television show. The machine only has power because we keep giving it our attention. The moment we stop buying the drama, the machine stops working. The story of extreme fame is not a fairy tale. It is a warning. It is a warning to protect your privacy. to keep your real life away from the cameras, and to value the quiet, ordinary moments. Because the brightest lights always cast the darkest shadows.